take both off. And Koldrick is going to get locked up. Deuce is not enough. You're done. You got to be careful when you mess with the Tiger's cage, young man.
You know what time it is.
That's right.
This is BEG Wrestling. We are back. We have a lot to talk about.
Yes.
We're going to recap a couple of the matches from this past week, and then we're going to look forward. We're going to dive right into it. First and foremost, it was Penn State, Ohio State. Let's talk about what happened.
Well, thank goodness we've seen some more points. That after that Iowa match, daggone, I was starting to question, do I even like this sport anymore? No, I'm just kidding. But let me say, that was a step up in the right direction. Just they opened it up more, and I'm not going to put all the blame on Iowa, but Ohio State guys were going for it, and that does open things up, and I will put some blame on Penn State over that Iowa match too. I mean, they were just both waiting for the reshot or whatever.
Well, you had Ohio State as 6.5-point dogs coming into this match. It didn't end that close. What were some of the matches that maybe didn't go the way that you had expected?
Well, first off, I thought, Bartlett's never beaten D'Amelio. And now it was freestyle in high school and stuff, and I thought, I know Bartlett's the favored there, but I had that match actually going D'Amelio's way. I'll tell you, the biggest surprise to me was actually Facundo beating Harchla. I did not see that coming, and
that was a defensive battle.
Yeah, I like the jump we seen this year with Facundo, because last year when he was just red shirt and he was out there wrestling in open tournaments, I'm going to be honest, I was a little concerned. Here's one of our big studs, and he had like 3 losses to guys I barely even know, and I'm thinking, what the world? What's going on here? He definitely made a jump from last year to this year. And, he beat Amin, and we were happy about that. But this win, to me, was even more so. It was that was big.
Big win out of Facundo. What about Steen? Steen did not look so hot.
Wow.
I thought you told us Steen made a jump. Where is that jump?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
He seemed overwhelmed. He was outclassed. Absolutely outclassed by Heiselman.
Well, I tell you what Heiselman was going for, maybe Steen was gullible for. I don't know. All I know is I've seen little spurts out of Steen at certain times at the year that, wow, this kid's got some skills. And I'm just waiting for it all to come together. And, he's got to realize Robbie Howard's coming back next year. And if he wants to stay in that lineup, at some point, this jump has to be made.
He better make a move quick. A move quick. 2 other matches I want to touch on real quick. Shane Van Ness looks like Shane Van regressed. Outclassed 6-3. He could not get out from the bottom.
Well, he got that first takedown. And I know he's lost 4 of the last 6 matches. And but remember, I just talked about the jump Facundo made. But we really didn't even see Shane Van Ness last year. He wrestled twice last year. So we don't know a lot. Or we didn't know a lot coming in. And I'm not discouraged there. All the matches have been close. He's right there. And he maybe could use a dose of confidence too, just a boost.
Dose of something. He needs a dose of something.
Well, that was. I haven't lost hope with Van Ness this year, but I'm encouraged. I think he'll show just like Facundo did, just like most Penn State wrestlers. They continue to progress, and I think we'll see Van Ness be a major cog in that wheel.
Well, I'll give it to you. He did go up against Sasso. Sasso is an absolute animal. Yeah. So let's take it in perspective, folks. Let's take it on perspective. The last match that I want to highlight, Levi Haynes, the boy came out like a dog. Wow, did he look good.
Wow, that match.
Offense.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about the guy. I'm just excited for what could be.
How high can he actually finish?
Well, that's the question, and my first response is I need to see more out of like Austin O'Connor. And O'Connor's got Andonian coming up. When is it? Next Friday or something? After that match, we're going to learn a lot because right now, Austin O'Connor's been tearing it up. And we're talking about a previous champ from 2 years ago. And I'm telling you, could Levi beat Austin O'Connor? Absolutely. But what I'm saying is I think I like Levi's chances of being the champ even more so if Andonian wins that match. I personally think Levi does well against Andonian because Andonian likes them big throws and throwing the kitchen sink at you. And I'm telling you, Haynes is a disciplined, very fundamental wrestler. We've seen that against Seabrook, and I'm telling you, he is just solid. Solid.
We will see that in the future for sure, folks.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to touch on Ohio State, Penn State before we move on?
Just happy how they did. Very, very happy how they did, and like the pressure's off for us Penn State guys. They have Rutgers next Friday and stuff, but really the fear of possibly losing. No, they hit their 40th dual meet win in a row, and the whole train's just rolling. But
train is rolling, folks. Moving on, we got to talk about Iowa and Minnesota. Minnesota, you told us last week they're coming on. They just got stomped.
Well, I don't know about stuff. You know who really concerns me is Brayton Lee. He started the year out. A lot of places had him ranked first. And I don't know. It's funny. You see this at times with a wrestler. I'll tell you a good example. And this is even a Penn State guy. Jimmy Gullibon was ranked first one year, at least by Flo. I remember, if I remember correctly, Flo was kind of picking on Jimmy Gullibon's number one ranked. And I don't even think he placed that year. Jimmy Gullibon was an AA. But I don't think it was that year, if I remember correctly. Right now, looking at how Brayton Lee is wrestling, do I think he'll be on the podium? No. And I don't know. It's weird. It's like, did your interest change? It's just all...
They're college kids. There's
they're college kids.
Going on. We talked about before. Maybe his girlfriend broke up with him. I don't know. There's
But he certainly does not look like the guy I watched last year. And then, of course, you could say the same thing about Warner. What the heck is going on with Warner? And they say, well, it's a knee injury. He's got a knee injury. I think we all can say it's even bigger than a knee injury. It just almost looks like turmoil. There's a discussion about turmoil on the sidelines after the matches, the last two matches. I don't know. And that part's none of my business. But I will say this, what he looks like on the mat, there's a reason to be concerned. Oh, but he's a 3-time AA guy, and he'll show up in March. He always does. That sounds good. What I'm seeing right now, I ain't seeing it. I don't think he's going to place.
Does stamina look to be like a factor for Iowa?
At times, it's almost like that doesn't make any sense. It's like we talked before.
We know how hard they work.
Yeah, we talked before, and
fatigued?
I think maybe some of them guys love their coach so much, they're trying so hard that they're really wasting energy, or the whole game plan or mindset leading up to the match is more of a tense one, anxiety-filled one. I don't like you. You can't put your finger on it, but at some point everybody says, well, what's Kale's secret sauce? And me personally thinks part of that secret sauce is the fact that it's not about winning or losing. And they say he never brings it up.
You had mentioned that before.
Yeah, and I tell you, you have to think, why When's the last time you seen a Penn State guy look like, oh my goodness, that Penn State guy's tired? And I mean, they all get tired there, and but
Steen.
Yeah,
Steen a couple of days ago.
Well, that was more like just dominated.
We want to touch on some other matches here. Let's talk quickly about Pitt, North Carolina. Some of those highlights.
Well, Austin O'Connor still look great.
Getting better. Looks
For
to
North
be
Carolina.
better.
Nino for Pitt. And we're going to learn a lot about Nino coming up because he's got Pastita. And what is it? Is that today? That might be happening.
We're filming this Sunday, or we're filming this Saturday.
It might be happening today. So
that match will have happened by this time.
We'll know a lot about Nino.
We'll talk about that next episode.
I mean, right now, Nino, at most places, he's ranked like number 2 behind Rocky Elam. And I personally think Nino kind of deserves to be first ranked. He's a national runner-up, and he's not beaten yet. We'll find out. And the other thing that I want to bring up is Dayton Pitzer, that heavyweight, the freshman heavyweight.
Is he redshirting?
I think he just used his 5th competition, which means he's done, or they're going to pull that red shirt. And you got to think the smart thing to do here is not pull the red shirt. Well, he should be able to place. Look, he's only lost once, and he's beaten some big names, including Colton Schultz. Yeah, but he's so undersized. You're talking about a very special talent here, and he's a betweener. He's between 97 and 285, and I mean, this is the kind of kid that could rack up multiple championships. I would take the year, put size on, but we're going to find out real quick about him.
Who would win him? What would the score be? Him versus Kirk?
Well, right now, Kirk is just too big for him. I will give Pitzer one thing. I mean, I remember watching him at high school, and if I remember correctly, I think he pinned his way through the tournament. But he's a 3-time champ. He's dynamic. He's fun to watch. He's a dog to come. No doubt.
All right, moving on. The other up-and-coming team that we discussed previously, Iowa State, they took on West Virginia.
Yeah, and Swiderski lost again, which is a big, what the world's going on there? Swiderski hits the ground running as a freshman. Really could have very easily upset Riel Woods, had the only takedown in that match. And the thing is at that point, I'm thinking, we're talking about a national championship finalist here in Swiderski. But I don't know if it's the injury. A lot of times you hear stories about freshmen. They kind of wear down as the year goes on.
It's a long season, a lot of practices, a lot of wear and tear on that body.
Yeah, but then you think back in the old days when they wrestled 40 times a season.
I don't want to hear about the old days.
The old days, this new crowd that came in, Zach. What's with you young guys?
I probably wrestled like 8 matches a year in the old days.
I can barely make it. I wrestled 15 times this year. And the old guys who wrestled 45 times back there, I'm about to throw up. I'm about to throw up over this.
All right.
You and your 15 times? By the way, didn't you? I thought you were an Ohio State guy. Didn't you want to make some comments about this going on?
Well, after I saw the way they wrestled, I thought about it.
You want to come over? Want to come over? Come on over. We got some room on the bus.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Someone's got to balance this ship over here. I'll tell you that right now.
But
all right, what about Carr? We had Carr and O'Toole.
Well, that is what everybody. Let's face it. That's the two. That's what it's coming down to. Will it be Carr? Will it be O'Toole? And I myself said, you know what? I love Carr. What a great kid. He's a great wrestler. But O'Toole is he's just special. So I had O'Toole here and Carr here. Well, as this year is going on, folks, I think I'm here. I think I like Carr better than O'Toole at this point.
Wow.
That's going to be fun. That's coming up.
Wow.
We should see it 3 times. They wrestle. I need to check my
Notes.
my schedule.
Check your notes.
Check my schedule. That's got to be coming up real soon.
Well, listen, I don't know. Have you ever heard of this guy, Dayton Fix, before?
Yeah. And he's the second best guy I've seen in a long time. No, come on.
The second best. Even after what we saw just happened?
Well, he did pin Ragusan, and RBY only 4-2'd him. But you have them outliner matches. You got them. Come on.
Fix is coming, RBY.
Wow, RBY. Can I just... You have to admit, is he fun to watch? He's so fast.
Wow.
He's so fast.
He wasn't fast enough to get a major or just a regular decision.
Over Jesse Mendez? Right now, Jesse Mendez is a... Bank it, folks. He's top 6. Jesse Mendez. That's the real deal right there. And really, will you give me 5 more seconds, we got a major. He was in the process of taking him down.
That's not how it works, though. That's not how it works. Yeah, Mendez gave up at the end. Yeah. All right, Paris, close 5-1.
Well,
how'd he look?
5-3 or Dose.
5-3. 5-3.
I forget how you run. Hey, Paris is undefeated. And he looks like, well, he's got Cassiope. And that could throw a mix into things. If Cassiope beats him, I think Kirklevic gets that top seed.
I want to see that match. I want to see
at Big
that
Ten.
match.
But either way, we got some fun 285-pound matches coming up. By the way, Cassiope didn't wrestle. And I don't want to go down
a rabbit hole.
Rumor lane or something. But
is Cassiope hurt?
No.
I think he's hurt.
No, this is what I think.
Something's going on with Cassiope.
Can I tell you what I think? I think Tom is so mad at him. That made me so sick. You laying down there, couldn't get out with Kirklevic. I wanted to throw up. You know what? How about you sit? How about you sit this match? How about you sit? I'm here. No, I'm sure Tom did.
Wow. Get out of the doghouse, Cassiope.
He probably had
throw
the
that
flu.
dog a bone.
He had
Call
the flu.
it Mason Paris. Cassiope Paris. I want to see that. One last match I want to touch on. Labriola.
Oh, Labs. Mikey Labs.
Mikey Labs.
With an overtime win over Ed Ruth, which you got to give young Edmund Ruth. That's his Ed Ruth's younger brother. Of course, he was a big news coming out of high school, but not big news like Ed was. And I just think Ed, his older brother, has elevated Edmund Ruth. That was his second loss, I think second in a row. But he's got a quite nice season going this year. I have to look. It might be now 15-2 or 17-2, whatever. Edmund Ruth is going to be a factor come the national championships.
Not trending well. Trending well. Is he improving?
2 in a row.
Is he improving? Looking forward, folks. We had some interesting news happen this week.
Big news. Did you guys catch it? Waiting for the Penn State-Ohio State match, they had that little interview on Big Ten channel, and it was very, very just slipped it in there. But RBY said, I'm going freestyle, or I want to have fun these last 2 months before I do freestyle, and it was that quick. Boop. There was the key, because we didn't know, was it going to be freestyle, was it going to be MMA? Most of us are thinking this is going to be MMA. He's out there training with the MMA guy. He's not going to go. That's where the money is anyway. He mentioned he's going freestyle, which opens that whole door of exciting possibilities. Because
what could they be?
61 coming up, the very next big event is, of course, the World Championships. And for you lesser wrestling fans, I can't put any sense to this, but for the World Championships, wrestling has 10 weight classes. For the Olympics, wrestling has 6 weight classes. That makes a lot of sense. Well, long story short,
let's call him.
I thought I heard in a previous interview RBY saying he would be going 57, which means that thing all of us wanted to see, Spencer Lee against RBY, may be happening weeks after the national championships.
That's what I'm talking about.
In freestyle. And that, if it doesn't, personally, I would say RBY, just go 61 this year. Get a world title. Well, you got to beat Gross first to get on the team. Get a world title, and let's do a pay-per-view. Let's do this Spencer thing. Make yourself some money. Get some money flowing in. And then for the Olympic year, go ahead and drop down to 57. Of course, you got Thomas Gilman to deal with. You got Nick Sirianni to deal with. Bellini, Spencer and RBY could be sitting watching the Olympics. That's a packed field, but it's just exciting. RBY is going freestyle, and it's like I said to somebody, if David Teller wasn't out there doing what he was doing in freestyle, I'd be mad at Bo right now, because Bo to me is the second best guy. Do you remember when Bo beat Valencia? Was that the funniest match you ever seen? Because he beats Valencia. It's not, this time didn't even run out yet. There's still time. They're still out there wrestling, and he spanks him. He spanks him.
Get out of here, boy.
Oh, wow. So, but yeah, Bo Nickel went to MMA, and I'm happy, and all of us are excited about that. That certainly looks, the future there looks bright.
Yeah, he looks promising. He does look promising in MMA, but we could have RBY Spencer just weeks after the national championship.
I'm telling you, and that would just be fun. And if it's not going to happen, if RBY, if you're going 61 kilograms, let's do this pay-per-view.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's
Flow.
do it one
somebody
way or
somebody
another.
step in there and make it happen. And really, I'm sure we could put quite an entertaining card together. I'm excited. This is going to be a fun remainder of the year. I take nothing for granted. And you say, well, Penn State's got this wrapped up. Just go ahead and start engraving the trophy. I'm telling you, folks, it don't work like that. And the
It's
one
not
thing
a dual match, yeah.
I will say,
National championships.
everybody talks about Kale's secret sauce and everything. The one secret sauce, and where is Wood? I want to knock on wood, because they don't have many injuries.
That's real wood.
And I don't know, how does one team have so many injuries and sicknesses and another team has so few? There is secret sauce there or something. And I tell you, there's a lot of things that I often said, if I was a coach, I couldn't do it. Kale would drive me nuts. I get too excited. The way he sits over there, could you do that? Sits there, he's so calm. That was funny the one time. You're picking on him about that. It was a challenge.
Sitting over there.
How are you not up in the face doing the politicking like Brands is over there? And he's just sitting there calm and cool. I don't get it. I don't know how he does that.
Is Penn, and maybe Penn State's medical staff is that much better. That could be a thing. Maybe. I don't know. All right, moving on. Anything else here looking forward you want to touch on? No.
Except for, we got really good individual matchups coming. There's no doubt about it.
The next big team match and the next big individual matchup that you're looking forward to?
Well, I can't wait to see Austin O'Connor and Andodian. And O'Connor has to go up against Ed Scott the next week. We'll know a lot more about Austin O'Connor. That is intriguing to me. The same with the Nino matches coming up to get a better look at Nino. I want to know more about Rocky Elam, too. How good is this Rocky Elam? Right now, he's ranked first, and I myself proclaimed him. This is probably the champ. Really? Whoa.
Slow down.
We'll find out. We will find out. Can I just say one thing? And everybody jokes in our little league, our little fantasy league, the way I love Levi Haynes, but daggone, for the wrestling purist out there, I don't care if you are a Michigan guy, I don't care if you're a Maryland guy, I don't care where you came from, you gotta like the way Levi Haynes wrestles. Just solid. Oh, I got one more thing I gotta bring up. Is, okay, Stracci brings out a tweet today about tomorrow he goes up against Donnell Washington, who, if you remember, Donnell beat him, what was it, 11-10? What was it? It might have been Stracci's first or second college match, and Donnell Washington beat him. And Stracci wants to play bad guy, which, us old timers, we say, oh, shame on that bad boy stuff. Put that away. But now I'm starting to change. You know what? That's kind of exciting. We all need a bad guy to root against, right? Well, Stracci wants to play the role. I know he can't do it at the matches. Kel probably got the hammer down.
I guarantee it.
But he did make a tweet that said, God forgives, I don't. You should have killed me when you had the chance or something. He's tweeting to Donnell Washington. And I got to give it to Stracci.
Matchup coming up.
He's adding excitement. He doesn't mind
now
the
I want
heat.
to watch it.
He doesn't mind the heat.
I like that a lot, dude. I do love that.
Yeah, and he's bringing it on. We're going to see tomorrow. Actually, I love how Stracci wrestles. He's very, very just technically solid.
You could shoot more if it was up to me, but... All right, folks. We have more to come, and the best part of the season is coming up in the upcoming weeks, folks. This is BEG Wrestling. We will be back